Okay, we're covering The Incredibles. Incredibles. Da-na-na. Okay, sorry. Yeah, my voice is terrible on that. I'm sorry I tortured you guys. Anyway, we are covering the first Incredibles now. These are going to be the Easter eggs. There'll be more on part 2, which will be Incredibles 2. But let's get to The Incredibles because Pixar, we know Pixar puts in a lot of Easter eggs. Of course, we always have our very loved Pizza Planet truck, but there's a lot more Easter eggs in this movie that you may not realize, like the fabulous Hudson Hornet at some point was in the movie. That was during the fight. I'll show you. Violet, her name is very important. There's just a whole lot of stuff going on. So let's cover that, and we'll talk again after we cover the Easter eggs. Hey guys, welcome back. So the movie starts off with these interviews, but I want to take note. It says Walt Disney Pictures, and then it says Incredibles. Pixar. So this does come into play with a later film where it was the opposite because it was really Pixar that did it. But at this time, Walt Disney bought Pixar, so they wanted to be put first. Annoying, I know, but yes. These interviews do come in later in Incredibles 2, so take note. Also, during this whole high-speed chase and this robber, there is hidden Mickeys in the coins. Now, during this scene in the bank, we have Bon Voyage. Bon Voyage does turn up in Ratatouille. So when we do the Easter eggs, you'll see him. But we also note that on Bon Voyage from the bombs, there is a hidden Mickey. We also note that Mr. Incredible has like a Batman looking car, and the church has the Incredible signal. So when Helen and Bob are getting married, you will see in the background lots of superheroes. Kind of funny that they were not in their costume, and yet all of these other people were. Interesting. Why would these citizens know all these supers? I don't know. I feel like that would be questionable. But also, these supers do come into play both later in the movie as well as Incredibles 2. I also want you guys to take note that behind Mr. Incredible are action sequences from Incredibles during uh, the planning of it, and also of some specific Marvel characters that the comics were based on. So, some cool Easter eggs in there. So, Bob is reading Get in Shape magazine, a real magazine that actually exists. Also, I didn't take a good enough picture, but of Edna in the scene behind her is a scene of Hercules on the wall. So, when you watch this next, I want you to take special attention to that. Anyway, she talks about the deaths of two particular supers because of their capes. Important to recognize because, again, this does come up later in Incredibles 2. And behind her is hidden Mickeys in the fabric rolls. Now, in Frozen 2, which I already did the Easter eggs to, this particular scene was referenced, but if you listen carefully to the music, you will also hear it in Frozen 2, so be aware that that is a cool Easter egg. Also, for Syndrome here, he uses 0 point energy. This comes into major play for The Pixar Theory by John Negroni. And if you take note on his device thing that he created, he has B&L on it. B&L is owned by and Large, so do what you will with that information, but go check out our Pixar Theory video for more information on that. Now, in this particular scene, Frozone is trying to get his suit, and this is actually a reference to Marvel because of the characters and what is happening behind him. So please take note of that. It's very funny, comedic, but also a good reference. And as Bob and Helen park their destroyed RV at this point, behind them during the scene is a parked, fabulous Hudson Hornet. Was it Hudson Hornet? The sheriff from Cars is in this. He is parked. It is set during that time where he would have been there. And then we have these two gentlemen who are based off two of the animators. A lot of them do this, both in Pixar and Disney. They'll put themselves as like behind the scenes characters or very minor characters. John Musker is one of the more popular animators to do this in Disney films, but this is two of the Pixar ones. If you can guess who it is, let me know down below. I would love to hear your theories on which animators they were. Then we have this sequence where Syndrome takes Jack Jack, and we actually finally see the beginning of Jack Jack's powers. Now, unbeknownst to the parents, they don't know that he has powers, but this is just a small glimmer. And it's really exciting because this and the very actual ending hints to Incredibles 2. Now, it did take a very long time for Incredibles 2 to come out, but it was well worth the wait. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? New way of watching the movies, right? I love doing this job. I honestly do. I love doing the Easter eggs. I love writing my book series. If you haven't already, you can pick up the copy of the first two, which is Disney Pixar Connection Disney Pixar Connection. The first one covers all of the feature theatrical releases, so things like Snow White all the way to Raya. And then the second one covers the straight to film releases, like trying to think of what I was like, The Little Mermaid 2 and The Little Mermaid 3, things like that. So you can get your copy on Amazon. That is your best way to get it. I highly advise getting a paperback version versus an ebook, only because this way you can sit and like enjoy your movie and, you know, go through the Easter eggs, read through the theories, read through the history. It's really fun. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this movie. I will see you very soon. We are going to be covering The Incredibles 2 next, so stay tuned.